Hello Ishsticks, in this video I'll be showing you the most OP laselle build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So this is going to be the strongest version you can make laselle, and we're going to keep her a fighter at the start here. So you get the second win for healing there, bonus action. For her fighting style, the defense is a best choice for the +1 armor class. This is better than all the other ones, although great weapon fighting can be nice too. In this video, I will be showing off different types of gear that you're going to use throughout the levels, as well as a leveling guide and some combat tips and tricks, and I'll show off some combat, so you can stay tuned for all of that. Now for our ability score, strength's going to be a big one for us. However, we can build into dexterity if you want to use medium armor and focus on using finesse weapons, but strength with a big two-handed weapon seems to be the best choice here, so maxing strength. Dexterity of 14 and Constitution 16. If you're using the gloves of dexterity, you can dump your dexterity and put those points into wisdom, because wisdom saves are extremely common as a fighter, so you want to have a good amount of those. So we'll just go through the leveling here, and I'll show you the best choices to make this the strongest version of laselle. At level 2, you get yourself the action surge there, which is really nice to have, as you need to sometimes just hit a lot of things with your sword, and that's exactly what that'll help you do. Now for our subclass, I really like to go with the Battle Master. The Eldritch Knight is another good build. I do have a video on that on my channel, so you can check that out. But Battle Master is a little bit stronger because the Eldritch Knight focus on throwing their weapon. Now for the maneuvers, Riposte is the best one to go with. This is a reaction. Whenever an enemy misses, you can attack back and deal an attack that does an additional 1d8 damage. So weaponizing your reaction is huge and something you always want to do. The next best one is Menacing Attack, which deals that one additional 1d8 and possibly frightens the target. Pushing Attack can be nice to push targets off of ledges. I don't recommend Sweep Attack because it uses your die 1d8 for attacks. And another great choice would be to go with the Distracting Strike to give advantage on the next attack roll against the target, and Disarming Strike. But I think Disarming Strike is the best choice here. You can use the ranged one, make an enemy drop their weapon, and then have someone else pick it up, and they become somewhat useless. Now at level 4, we get ourselves a feat, and I think this is best to go with an increase to our Constitution or to our Strength, so you can increase one of these here accordingly, depending if you find you need more health or more strength. Although you can also use strength potions. If you want, you can buy 3 of them from Auntie Ethel at the Grove, so that is another really useful option. And if you go that route, Alert is another good feat if you want to use that, and even the Savage Attacker, which will reroll your damage dice. Another good one, but not great early on, is the Great Weapon Master. So whenever you land a critical hit, you can do another attack as a bonus action, and attacks with weapons you're proficient in, you can deal additional 10 damage at a cost of -5 to attack rolls. So we can take that a little bit later on. Alert's another good one for the increased initiative here. Level 5, extra attack. Enough said. Power Spike. We can attack twice per turn now. And at level 6, we get ourselves another feat, which is incredible. And we can take ourselves a Great Weapon Master here, which again gives us an initial 10 on our attacks, but -5 to attack rolls. So that's pretty fun. We get ourselves 2 more maneuvers and another die here. I like Rally, granting 8 temporary health points. Where this becomes really useful is if you have a teammate that went down, you can use Rally to pick them back up. In addition to that, you can also you can't be counterspelled by this. So with this, it has an 18-meter range bonus action, whereas Healing Word can be counterspelled. This is huge, making this a very effective option. We can also go with Distracting Strike, but I think Pushing Attack here is a good one, and also Trip Attack to knock a target prone. But the Pushing Attack to be able to push a target off of ledges is extremely useful, so we'll go that route. Now level 8, we get ourselves another feat, so you can take the Savage Attacker if you didn't take the Weapon Master perk here. So this allows you to reroll your damage die, just flat out dealing more damage. Sharpshooter can be nice too if you want to go with like a ranged spin on this as well. Even Heavy Armor Master, increase your armor class. You can also go with the classic ability score improvement to take up your Constitution if you'd like. Level 9, we get Indomitable. Whenever we fail a saving throw, we roll again, so higher chance of succeeding on evading spells. At level 10, we get ourselves the Improved Combat Superiority, increasing the die to a 1d10, and we get 2 more of these, so we can take ourselves the Maneuver, Trip Attack, as well. Precision Attack can be okay to spend a superiority die to add it to your attack roll. So this doesn't add damage. I get a lot of people commenting saying this is actually damage, but attack rolls are your chance to hit, so you can use this to increase your hit chance. Maneuvering Attack's nice too, because you can do the additional damage on your attack, and then you can give half movement speed to a target from this creature, so that's really useful if you need to get someone else in a good position. Maneuvering Attack is actually pretty useful. Goading Attack is weird. The targets receive disadvantage on attacking other creatures, but they still seem to attack other creatures. I'm not sure if that one's broken. I just haven't had great experience with Goading Attack, and there's some mods that fix it. At level 11, we get our Improved Extra Attack. This is a big power spike again, making this one of the strongest offensive classes. We can stay level 12 and take the extra feat, but I actually think that the best choice is to go with the cleric. Now hear me out on this. We get a few cantrips which are fun just to have, like resistance and guidance can be effective. Not something we're going to use often, but you also got different damaging cantrips that, again, not something you really want to use. So something like light can be good too. Our thaumaturgy get an advantage on intimidation performance checks. Now for our subclass, we're actually going to go with the war domain. Why are we doing this? Because we get war domain charges allowing us to do bonus action attacks 3 times, which is very useful. For our deity, we can go with Vlakith. I think this is a little bit bugged. Oh, we got it there. Vlakith, the Lich Queen, just fits thematically. And for our prepared spells, you can have Create Water set up your teammates if you got a certain team that's, you know, needs that. Healing Word can be okay. Command you won't hit ever. So Sanctuary is another nice one just for defensive purposes. But if you have a water team or anyone that deals cold or lightning damage, taking Create Water can be a nice way to spend a couple spell slots to help set up. Now the true meaning of this is we want to go ahead with the War Domain Cleric. We want to use our War Domain charges to get those extra attacks per long rest. They can be nice. Sometimes you just need an extra attack, and that's exactly what we can get with this. Now for our gear. Early game, the best armor is the Adamantine Splint armor, so wear whatever heavy armor until you can get this armor, because this is going to be the best slot. Also, Gloves of Dexterity to put your Dexterity to 18 is extremely useful, because this will increase your overall initiative, and this you can get at the Githyanki Crush, so very early on in the game. Bone Spike Gloves will also ignore resistances to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage, making it a very good choice as well. And also the Helldust Gloves can deal additional 1d6 of fire damage, so you can pick one of these that you find works best for your character. Armor Persistence, late game, best armor, decrease all incoming damage by 2. You gain resistance and Blade Ward for half physical damage, and a 1d4 bonus to our saving throws. So with this, we have 23 armor class. I'm also using Silver Plane of the Astral Sword, or Silver Sword of the Astral Plane. This is a sword you can get extremely early on if you want to use Command Drop or Honeyed Paw on Kithrak Voss, who's at Act 1 before the Mountain Pass. When you get this weapon, it does a lot of damage. When wielded by a Githyanki, it deals an additional 1d6 of psychic damage, and a Githyanki holding this has advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws, resistance to psychic damage, and cannot be charmed, making them very powerful. However, you got other Githyanki swords you can get early game. Those would be the best choices. Late game, the Baldur and Giant Slayer is the best choice. The Shar Spear of the Evening is great if you go for an evil route. And Nirolna is also a very effective weapon because you get increased movement speed, and you can throw this and it'll return to your hand. So gives you a ranged option as well. I also like the Hellfire Hand Crossbow and Nair Misser, but you can go with Gaunter Mail because this will give you haste. And if you're outside of honor mode, you can get 3 attacks, haste yourself 3 attacks, and then Action Surge 3 attacks, War Priest Charge 10 attacks. That is insane. So that is my preference there. I also like the Ring of Free Movement. Can't be difficult terrain to slow down, can't be paralyzed or restrained. Ring of Protection for increased armor class, although you can also go with the Killer Sweetheart for increased critical hit chance. Amulet of Greater Health is good in the end game. However, early game, the Aberration Hunter, a Githyanki wearing this, has advantage on intelligence saving throws, and aberrations have disadvantage on attack rolls against us. So this is useful when fighting Mind Flayers. There are other necklaces early game that you can go with, but it's kind of whatever you get. That's going to be probably your best choice. I also like the Disintegrating Nightwalkers for early game boots, but I'm also going with the Boots of Sonic Movement. So whenever Githyanki casts Fly, their melee attack does 1d4 of psychic damage. So flying around is great, but yeah. Early game, also go with whatever bow that you find. The Titan String Bow when using strength potions can be useful. With a strength potion, we got ourselves set up here. Only 14 dexterity, but with the gloves of dexterity, that puts it to an 18, 27 strength, 23 constitution. So we're pretty strong. We can take a lot of damage, and I'll show off what this will look like in combat. So if you know you're going to get into a fight, you can pre-buff yourself by increasing your jump distance with this Githyanki Sonic Jump. We got Misty Step there for any bad encounters that may happen. We also get the Mage Hand here, so you can use this to throw health potions if you wanted to like drop a potion for it, and it can throw them for you, which is nice. So that is another, I guess, way to use this. So you go into your inventory, drop the potions on the ground, and your Mage Hand will sit there and it can pick them up and throw them. So another thing we want to do is before we get into a fight, we want to apply the Celestial Haste to ourselves too. So this can help out with the amount of damage we're going to do by giving us extra actions. So once you get that going, then you can start off combat. So I guess we're going to turn-based mode and then just go in for the strike. So we got lots of different attacks here. Also using the Githborn Flying Boots can be good because you can give yourself fly and then get the additional psychic damage. But just a base weapon attack there deals pretty good damage, and let's get right into our fight. So we got one attack there. It might be glitched out, yeah. whenever you start a fight, it removes one of your actions. So typically we would have had more actions there, but we're going to use our second action for the 3 attacks. And then we also have some bonus powerful attacks there if we need to. And we also get the War Priest charges. Since we took out an enemy, we also get our Great Weapon Master bonus attack. So we just go in and strike often. So there's another attack and then Great Weapon Master attack. And we got a critical hit, bonk, that took them out. Super useful. So I'm not even going to use that action surge right yet. We'll just go into, just wait here to see what happens. And yeah, we're just gonna let them come towards us. They use blade on us. We saved on it because we have Indomitable. Oh, there's 2 of them right there. Perfect. They're gonna ensnare me. Saved on it. Perfect. Constitution saving throw successful. Fighters have Constitution saving throw our proficiency, so they get a +4 to their saving throws, meaning we'll hold our haste more likely. And Indomitable, we almost got Indominated. We got knocked out. Concentration saving throw successful. And then we're back up here, and now we're gonna lay down the law for what they did to us. We lost our haste, unfortunately, so we can't do the 10 attacks, and for that I'm gonna make him pay with a soul breaker. But typically you would also want to have you'd want to have a sorcerer with you so that you could deal additional damage. We stun them so we can go after another target. And with this, we also have all of our extra battle master maneuvers. So going with a menacing strike range can be pretty useful. We don't have the high ground advantage here, so that's not ideal. But we can Misty Step and get closer, or we can move around because we stun them. So we don't have enough movement speed, so we can just go ahead here and get the jump on them, teleport behind them, and they are none the wiser. So we can go ahead and go with our menacing strike here if we want to, and that should do a good amount of damage. Potentially we'll frighten them, and we got our hit off. Boom, critical hit, perfect. And they got guiding bolted, so perfect. And you don't even have to follow up with another one, but we can go with a pushing attack if we want to knock them out of our place. So that can be useful too. We can send him down to the lower ground, keep them away from us. And we could go with an action surge here to deal a little bit extra damage. So this is good for when you have the high ground, especially with the Misty Step, useful. We'll take them out, and then we'll finish it off by taking them out, hopefully, but they're stunned, so. And we got ourselves an extra attack too, so boo, yeah. Using up the bonus action extra attack can be kind of annoying, so you don't want to do that too often. Unfortunately, we did lose our haste, but that would have gave us 10 attacks per turn, which is quite enough. And yeah, we can also go with a pushing attack again, or we can go with a trip attack. Also, the disarming attacks are pretty fun, so you can use these too. I should just use a normal arrow there, but that's got rid of his weapon, and it'll deal additional damage on these, so those are good. Weapon dropped. They usually pick it back up too, and then we can just pick away. You want to have the high ground if at all possible, because using your bow attacks for the 10 attacks can be extremely useful. They survive somehow, so we'll just let them do their thing. We should have probably moved out of the acid. And they used blade on us again, but we saved on it because we got Indomitable. And they're throwing... Oh, there's another one coming at me there, throwing some sticks at me. That is fine, because we got the ability to heal ourselves and also rally if we need to. So second win's a bonus action heal, pretty useful. So we can go with that, heal ourselves, and then frighten our target with the arrows. So we can use this to hopefully frighten them. Boom, critical hit, nice. And then we'll move over here, take them out with our ranged attack, and then finalize them with a... we won't be able to make it to them, but we can just go with another arrow attack. And if you got other types of arrows, you can use something like that for darkness, which is nice to set up. My game's a little bit... Oh, I accidentally hit the floor. Crap. But yeah, they're frightened, so they aren't doing nothing, and then we can literally just go up to them and give them the big old bonk. And Great Weapon Master deals additional damage, so boom, that took them out. You can see the fighter is quite strong. The best way to use the fighter is to get in, get your attacks in, use your haste to give yourself additional armor class and movement speed so you can run around. If you need to, you also have guidance and resistance to buff yourself, and even divine favor for the increased damage if you got the I guess it's the war cleric mod. But sanctuary is also nice too, because you apply it to yourself and then you're safe. So even if you don't attack, it's just there for survivability's sake. But yeah, that is the most OP LAE'ZEL build, keeping it lore friendly as well. She's a battle master fighter. Eldritch Knight works as well too, but you'd want to take inside the cleric, take a level of wizard to scribe spells. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already.